I remember this one time, Jim came over to the house. I was building a wine cellar in my house, and I wasn't very good on the electrical side. So he said, I'll come over, I'll take a look at it, I'll show you what you have to do. So him and Lisa came over. I said, well, let's open up a bottle of wine. And before you know it, we had a couple bottles of wine. Before you know it, we ended up at his old wine bar. And I think that's when the first time that the three of us really talked about, some kind of a venture.
Vince and I talked about spreading Jim's ashes, and it was an amazing day. There was a hot pink sunset on one side of the sky and a full moon on the other side of the sky. And we went out into the waters and we spread his ashes. And after that, we all went back to Vinny's house, and Vinny did what he did well. He cooked, and he opened tons of wine. And we all laughed and cried and said, let's just do it. Let's do it anyway. I've never done it. I've never worked in a restaurant, but I thought, I'm gonna make his dream come true, and I wanna be part of it.
The lending part was probably the biggest challenge, and especially being a restaurant, lenders see that as high risk, and I truly believe our success was because of Linda's relationships and network in the lending community.
As an advisor with the SBDC, as you work through, especially when you're doing financing and you've done it for a few years, you really start to develop relationships with bankers. All banks don't do all loans. They don't have all the products. They all have their own separate guidelines. So it becomes really important to understand what's that sweet spot for a particular bank? What are they looking for?
Linda Hoyt and the SBDC just made some of that so much easier for us. Just came in and helped us navigate those weird, strange waters. Hard questions, things we didn't even know, questions we didn't know to ask.
We're there to provide whatever support's necessary in pretty much all aspects of running and managing a business. So we'll help them through business development, marketing. Obviously, we help them with getting financing.
The amount of consulting services that I've received from SBDC would have cost me, I can't even think, the amount of dollars. And being able to have the SBDC at my disposal and have access to that whenever I needed it was hugely instrumental in not only getting the business started, but really creating the success that we've achieved so far to date. Doing something like this in honor of somebody, could we have done a fundraiser for colon cancer? Sure. But I know deep in my heart that this means a lot more.
If it wasn't for him, I would have never been able to do this. It was because of him that I get to do this and that I can do this. Sometimes I picture him walking through here. What he would say and what he would think. And I know he'd be proud.